Okay, test 1 2. Test 1 2. Hey guys, how you doing? Let's get this show on the road in just a moment. Make sure the people know what's going on. That we live, ready for action. We're gonna talk about the fact that Zamazenta did not get banned. And then we're going to discuss, you know, the future of this tier. Which is pretty bright as far as I'm concerned. So, you know, I don't think you really can hate on how this tier is going to be progressing. I think it's going to progress just fine. I think we're going to be just fine. Let's see. Oh, I got the wrong thing. So yeah, Zamazenta did not get banned, which really shouldn't come as a surprise, really, if you've been like following the vibe and how people felt overall. It really, I mean, personally, I voted no ban on it all the way through, and like I was voting no ban on it even when it was like, I would say, quote unquote, at its peak, like when it was really like actually like sweeping teams. Not to say it's not sweeping teams now, but like it's not happening. It's literally not happening as frequently as it was at its peak. So I don't know. In my opinion, it really never. Like, I understand why it was a discussion, but you know, my opinion, it was always okay. It was always okay. So, okay. What do you think becomes more viable if slash when Gar gets banned? Man, that's a thing. So like, if Gar gets banned, I feel like, what do we do about Dragapult, right? I feel like if you remove Garg from the tier, just Dragapult just really, really gets ridiculous. Like, it's already ridiculous now, but man, I feel like, Jesus Christ, I just can't even imagine. Like, because we literally, if Gargos have, there would be no hard counter to Dragapult. So that would be very, disappointing to see Dragapult get out of hand. Yeah, exactly. Like, Garg is one of the very few like ghost resists. We have Tinglu and everything. So like, yeah, like a lot of like balance structures would have to like mandatory, I feel like, run Tinglu if Garg was to go. So yeah, I mean, Dragapult's the easy answer to that. If Garg goes, it's Dragapult City. It already feels like Dragapult City, but just even worse. Quick Claw opinion. I mean, I have literally the same opinion I had when I streamed with Click Claw. It's okay. It's really fun. It's really uncompetitive in some moments. But as I've said to people, like, we're gonna need to see Quick Claw on a much bigger stage before we like really start having a discussion about like, if it needs to be banned or not, even like the whole discussion over Quick Claw. I mean, I'm hearing that it's kind of calmed down on ladder, so it may have been just a phase that's being phased out. So that's my read on that. Yeah, Tinglu does get worn down really quickly. It does not have the greatest recovery. I mean, it does have the option of rest, and rest Tinglu is a very viable set. We saw in World Cup Lax use a team that had like 3 Restmons. It had Dondozo, Landers, T, and Tinglu, and like a Heal Bell Blissey in the back. So, you know, it does have recovery. It's just not the greatest, of course. I mean, that goes without saying. What's up? What's up, Ebony? So yeah, it's very interesting. So the Zamazenta no ban, I'm very glad that happened. I feel like it's a good thing for the tier that it was not banned. I personally feel like it was just fine. I will admit it still is a crazy threat. Like it still is a monstrous threat, and we've already seen it win games. So, you know, it's gonna keep winning games. Like, we won't deny that. But we've seen tons of Mons single-handedly win games. We're seeing Garg single-handedly win games. We're seeing King Gambit single-handedly win games. King Gambit, you literally gotta play the entire game on pins and needles. So, I mean, just because a Mon is winning games, that doesn't mean we're banning it. Like, it needs to be absurd, like McGinner or something like that. Oh, that's who you are, Ebony? Man. Oh, I need to go over. You played a game, and I need to watch it. I don't know how it went. Let's see. What do you think is the best Sam H set? I like Scarf a lot, but the lack of partners is... the best set, I mean, is without a doubt it's Sash. I mean, and please don't actually. Listen, I probably should go over my game. So I don't know if I even want to go over my game. I probably should. So yeah, Sam H. This Focus Sash is still arguably the best, and I don't think anything's gonna change the lead effect it can have. The second best set, I guess, would be Scarf, but I don't know. I'm seeing SD putting a lot of work. I'm seeing Heavy Duty Boots putting a lot of work. So yeah, I feel like it really is just gonna come down to your team, but Sash is definitely the best set. By the way, do I sound fine? Am I good? Let me know if my levels are good. There's a line between sleeping consistently and being outright unlistenable. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. NGP thoughts on Iron Moth? I've heard it fell off. Oh, Iron Moth hasn't fallen off. As far as I'm concerned, I think Iron Moth is still scary. It still is an annoying Pokemon to handle. I think though you're in a position where you have to run special attack boosting more than speed boosting, because you gotta power through like the monsters that are Galar and Garg a little easier. But yeah, I feel like when it comes to Iron Moth, and of course he turns around, so like if you want to get past it, you gotta run Terra Water and Terra Ground, so you may get some matchups in where you're like completely walled unless you burn your Terra, and burn your Terra, of course, is so valuable. You never really want to do it. But at the same time, it's like Heatran usage is so low. You're kind of gonna eat that, right? Just how like Bangladesh has like been spamming mons like Scissor, even knowing that like the chance of it running into like a Toxapex is, you know, it can happen, but Toxapex usage is so slow. It's like, it is what it is. Hey, minute. You think Battlebond Grin has potential? Battlebond Grin definitely has potential. I mean, we've already seen it sweep in World Cup. What is this? Is this monitors? What is this replays? Okay, let me pull this replay up. Let me pull up TPP. And then while you guys are like asking questions, we'll go over my match and I'll cry about it. But yeah, no, TPP literally put in work with Battlebond Grin. Hat came in, got knocked. It was looking really bleak. I'm not gonna lie. The first couple of turns, it was looking real bleak. Yeah, we got paired on the nuzzle, dodged the cane, nuzzled again, and then just got dropped off. Funny enough, that nuzzle chip put it in range where TVP didn't have to risk clicking. As you'll see, pump later in the game. But yeah, takes the knockoff, then just clicks armor cannon, does a million. Then Volcano goes bye-bye. Just like that's what Volcano's been doing this entire World Cup. Just going bye-bye. It's literally, oh Jesus Christ, Volcano frustrates me as a mon. I really don't. I really think people should stay away. Then Gren comes in, does the thing, clicks Grass Knot as a Terra Waters, which I get. I understand why it was clicked, but yeah, it's just danger at that point. Ice Beam kills, and yeah, I mean we see Battle Bond just do ridiculous things. Gets the Terra Water, boom. Yeah, TPP cooked in this game. Okay, I'll tell you a funny story. I mean, not to you. Oh yeah. I won't remember. So what I need you to do is DM me now on Discord to remind myself. So when I eventually, look back at those messages, I'll remember. All right, let's go over my game, and you guys can ask me questions while we go over my loss, which was honestly such a depressing game because it's like I don't mind losing. I just would like if I lost that game and it was like, oh, I lost a sucker 50-50, or I got a play wrong that no, actually I would not like to live with me getting a play wrong, but let's just say I would have lived with a sucker 50-50, or I don't know, me getting hacks or something. Okay. I didn't play bad, that's for sure, so you need to calm down, man. Nonetheless, yeah, so, okay, let's go over this. So, okay, let me just say, initial thoughts when I saw this team, I was like, this team seems familiar, but it wasn't really ring a bell off the tip. But I'm like, I'm just thinking, like, yo, this team seems familiar. I've seen this team. Cause I'm addicted to this meta. I'm just like, yo. And then I finally realized that like turn 10, and I found the team. Not like the pace, but the like replay of seeing this team in usage. And yeah, it didn't matter. It literally didn't matter anything. Like, it's not like I really needed to see it. The only thing like it really confirmed to me was like the D Knight set. It really didn't change anything. This is all kind of like copy paste. So I lead off Sneasler because I want to get a poison off on something, because like literally that's the point of the team, is to just poison touch everything. Garg, Salt Cures, Zapdos Statics. That's literally the point. It's just status. The only thing that this team is lacking is a Dragapult, but it doesn't really fit, so it is what it is. Alright, so we lead Sneeze, and then I automatically get a Poison Touch, and I was really happy about that. Because, I mean, just looking off the initial matchup, I'm like, well, this isn't great. This isn't what I wanted to face. But it wasn't like I was going to lose 6-0. So I'm like, we'll see. Maybe I'll put in a position where, like, maybe Fusion will make a mistake. But, like, didn't like my chances. Do you think anything else needs to be banned? I don't know. It's weird. I don't really want anything else to get banned. So here's my thing about banning. It's like right now, it's like I need to see what the people's opinion on Terra is, and then we move forward from that. If the common consensus in the community, or let's just say it's like a straight, like, let's say like when the survey comes out and the community is like, oh, I find Terra a 3. And if it's just a 3, that means we're not touching Terra. We can't touch Terra with a 3. So, like, if the community is like, okay, it's a 3, it's like, okay, well, it's clear the community is like, we're fine with Terra, or we don't find Terra to be that problematic, so we just got to deal with what we got. We got to deal with Terra for the rest of the rest of the generation, basically. I mean, maybe when DLCs come out, maybe people will revisit it, but basically, my thought process would be, okay, we're probably going to have to deal with it for the rest of the, Did Volk have a 3? Volk wasn't even on the survey when we banned it last. That's why some people were annoyed. They're like, why wasn't Volk on the survey? Volk was on like the survey before. So, yeah, Volk wasn't even on the survey. I think on the I don't know. I don't even know what it was on the last. I don't even know what the vote on Volk was for the last survey. So anyway, oh, but yeah, to answer your question, do I think it needs to be banned? No, but if I bring it back to my point, if we did ban something, I would like something like Excalibur or Garg to go. And even though I say no, I think Garg going would be fine. But my worry is if Garg goes, then what about Dragapult? And then like what about like the fact that Garg really does keep a lot of things from getting way out of hand. Why would I unban the mon that I was leading the charge to quick ban? Personally, no. I would like it to stay banned. I was leading that charge. I'll be 100%. I was team number one fan of banning Volcarona. I can't stand that thing. Why Excalibur? Because we literally don't have a switch into it. See, Ebony knows. Yeah, exactly. If we do more bans, it's gonna be a domino effect. And I don't really want to go through the domino effect. It's just this tier will be look completely different. Like for example, if we ban King Gambit, Golden Go is ridiculous. I just don't think it could stay in the tier if King Gambit goes. It's already dumb as is, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, we're gonna see in this game how dumb it is, but it's funny because my man Avon was like, "Your team seems fine." It's gonna be passive to an extent, and he was like, "You don't need Water Guard," and I was like, "No, I need Water Guard because of Golden Go." And he's like, "You have a Tinglu." I'm like, "What do you mean?" Because I was like, "What do you mean I have a Tinglu?" Like we've had tons of discussions pre-home about how Golden Go gets past Garg. So why are you acting like Tinglu? Like, what? No, Tinglu's not a Garg counter. Excuse me, Tinglu's not a Golden Go counter. So anyway, Dragon Dart's here. I knew the possibility of it being banded. There was that chance. At that same time, a Terra was not burned this turn, obviously, because when I click U-turn, it would have seen Terra Dragon or Terra Ghost. So, along that removed the possibility of me dropping 10 attacks. So Glandular Galar is safe. We just take the hits, move on. And so yeah, I know I was gonna drop. But I was running calc to make sure Garg was gonna take it safely, and Garg did take it safely unless they got crit. And it's like it's one of these matchups. I know the matchup, and it's like as much as risking a Garg crit is like what basically make it good game. Me not risking it is like makes it a good game as well. I can't afford Tinglu to be taking such heavy damage. I can't afford Great Tusk to really be taking heavy damage. So yeah. Let me be very clear. I didn't like my team. I didn't really want to load the team I loaded, but I literally couldn't come up with anything else. All my builds I really didn't like when it came out to the it really sucks because like heading into it like I was like pretty confident in the team and I just kept playing more and more. And I was like, nah, this isn't it. But I just couldn't come up with anything else. And then one of my good buddies who would have helped me prep Vert played for this team, so that was screwed. So anyway, yeah, Samurot's gonna come in on the recover, which is completely understandable. Get the hazard stack up because that's how you win the game. I go for Salt Cure because Garg's gonna do Salt Garg things. Goes D-Knight. I don't really know why they decided to go D-Knight there. And then Fire Spin is clicked. And this is basically a trapping set. Did I know H-Rock gets Uncle? Yes. And what do I think about Sneasler? I think Sneasler's just fine. It's been just fine. It hasn't done anything stupid in this World Cup so far. Yeah, the cheese stick really is my mortal nemesis. I really like. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Like it truly has been like my mortal nemesis this generation because I was like very pro the cheese stick being banned like from day one, and then we kind of just like settled in and we're like, oh, hazards are fine. We just gotta deal with it. We just knock off the Tinglu. We just knock off the Golden Gold when it comes in. Da 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 da. Anyway, I knock off the gold here, and it was Balloon, and I was really happy. If you could. Turn 9, I was very happy about where I was technically. I didn't love it, but I did not dislike it either. I was feeling kind of positive. And then this terror ghosted. And then I quickly realized this game is dumb and I don't know why I'm playing it. It went way left in my head. I'm like, I need to check out immediately when this terror ghosted, because I realized at that moment very quickly, one, my earthquakes are doing nothing. Two, my salt cures are going to do nothing. My counter to this mon is going to be doing nothing. But I'm like, maybe I'll be lucky and it will be the T-Wave. But if it's the Nasty Plot set, this is going to get dark very quickly. So, as we can see, I Earthquake because I know it's going to recover. And I understand I need to waste as many recovers on this thing as possible, because this thing has to go for me to have a chance to win this game. So guard comes in because it's going to have to come in, as my Tusk cannot be staying in on this. And then Fusion goes for an attack. I'm pretty sure I'll recover this damage off. Oh, so for Sarkir? Okay, either way. And I think of course I'll recover this next turn. And then D-Knight comes in. It's gonna doubles to Golden Go, which is perfectly fine. I mean, gets a recover off. I go for a Future Sight because, again, I need to waste as many recovers as possible. I think they had like 6 left. Yeah, so I need to waste as many recovers as possible. I know Tinglu's safe to come in here. And I'm just thinking about wasting recovers. That's literally my mindset, just wasting recovers. What do you think about Rain so far? Yeah, so Rain is another reason why this guard gets water. I think Rain is just... Rain... I would never want to load Rain because of the fact that... Not to say I couldn't. It's just that when you load up a Rain team, you have to figure out how not to lose to King Gambit like every game you play. Like, you can play a perfect game as a Rain team, but then King Gambit's in the back. And then you have to figure out how not to get reverse 6-0'd or 3-0'd or whatever. Like, whatever remaining... Like, that's why I'm just not a fan of Rain at all. Because the best Rain abusers are the fishes. And so you kill something, and then King Gambit comes in, forces you out with Sucker. If hazards are up, that gets really annoying. And then what if the King Gambit, like, predicts you to switch out? SDs, Iron Heads, whatever. It's just not a fun time. So, King Gambit is one of the main reasons why I'm just, like, not... I just think Rain's in a weird place. Same with Sun. Like, shoot. That's the funny thing is, like, even though King Gambit is, of course, weak to fire, Sun doesn't want to face a King Gambit most of the time, honestly, because of Terra Flying. Like, just dumb. King Gambit's really dumb. Alright, so I'm just wasting recovers. That's the whole plan. My opponent goes to make it rain. I know I can't afford my Tinglu to drop, and I also know my opponent's really low, so recover is going to be clicked. I also know that my opponent's most likely going to go for make it rain or Nasty Plot. Either way, I go for Salt Cure here because, again, I need to waste as many recovers as possible. I literally have no choice. Goes for make it rain. I live barely by the skin of my teeth. Recover off the damage because I'm figuring make it rain is going to be clicked at this point. Again, I'm wasting a lot of recovers, so my opponent's at 3 now. I'm honestly not feeling awful, but at the same time, I don't really know how I win. And so, we talk about this a lot. At least, when I'm in my World Cup discussion videos, I'm like, well, guys, if you're the player, you're not in a great position, but maybe your opponent will give you a chance to win, or maybe you just need to make the play that will basically grant you the chance of winning, right? So anyway, we proceed. I go Zapdos. I get knocked off because I have no choice, and also I need this to get staticked for me to have a chance, and I do get the static, so, cool for that. Nothing as frustrating as Tinglu is another worry about me for being this team. Like, Tinglu is just an annoying mon for this team, setting up paths, etc. I'm usually able to wear it down once I knock it off with Great Tusk, and it, becomes bearable. But if my opponent does not allow it to get knocked and plays it very safely, and has, like, knock absorbers, which my opponent technically doesn't, but technically does because the Golden goes bulk, it just gets annoying. And then, yeah. Like, thoughts on Specs Storm? I don't know why, personally, you'd run Specs. You gotta do with rocks. Then you got... Okay, so let me give you my opinion. I don't think... Terra is such a valuable thing that you never really want to run a Terra dependent Mon unless it's, I guess, kind of a sweeper. And you definitely don't, in my opinion, want to run a Terra dependent breaker. I feel like that backfires more than it actually works out. Not to say like you won't win some games on ladder and like you really won't like benefit from it in a lot of situations, but in like in a tournament game and like a really serious game, like that's really generally speaking going to backfire. That's like when a person asked me about Moth earlier on the stream. Like Moth's great, but it's not amazing because if you run into a Hedron situation, you burning that Terra ground, Terra water, then you gotta play the entire game technically by behind. I really feel like in a lot of cases, if you Terra first, you're playing the game kind of from behind. So, yeah. What's up, Wallwave? So I go Sneasler. No, I got Whirlwind into Sneasler. I'm like, okay, cool. Sneasler's taking chip. It is what it is. A U-turn out. Galara comes back in because I'm like, well, whatever attack is clicked, I can just, you know, Chilly Eruption the damage off. I already know the Terra's been burned, so I don't have to worry about a Terra, Ghost, or Dragon. I'll go back Sneeze to apply more pressure because Sneeze is like literally my best, you know, pressure applier, technically speaking. It is what it is. I go Great Tusk. With the mentality that I'm going to pressure the gold. Again, I'm trying to waste as many recovers on this as possible because literally it's the only way like I can really win this. And that's why I set up rocks here, because I'm figuring, you know, eventually it's going to switch out. And then what is the gold at? 2 recovers? Yeah. So I'm like, okay, if I can waste the gold recovers, get rid of it, then maybe I can spin hazards off later on the game. And this, I may have a chance. Even though I'm like, at this point, I'm just really just like playing just to play. Like I'm looking for a chance. I don't love my chance. I don't think I really have one. Great Tusk comes in. I recover off the damage. I think I go for Salt Cure here, because I kind of have to. I get some nice chip on this. I go to my Great Tusk because it just is what it is. I'm predicting a spin or a knock, but mostly spin. And then I set rocks again with Great Tusk, or I knock, either one. Okay, I set rocks again. Yeah, because I need these suckers up. Like I need to join the hazard war. And at the same time, I'm getting chipped by these hazards over and over again as my Garganackle comes in. So like I'm basically in the same position as Fusion is like Recover War. And I stay in and take the knock because I really got no choice. Like I kind of gotta stay in at this point. And then I recover off the damage. But I really like the fact that the Great Tusk is at, and this is where I honestly messed up. I was in such a mindset of like trying to survive. Ooh, I messed up. I'm not gonna lie. I was in such a mindset of trying to survive. I just was in such an uncomfortable position. Like this play I made didn't change the outcome of the game at all. Like if anything, kind of Galar really didn't help my situation. Just gave like free Golden Goal, Nasty Plots, and free Dragon Darts and free, you know, Ceaseless Edges. Like Galar really didn't help me. But I went for Future Sight because I literally, my mind was just like, what can I even do to win this game? Like, I really was just like grasping for straws, and it really honestly wasn't the greatest play, and it is what it is. It is what it is. So I go Tinglu here, and what happened here? I spiked? Yeah, spike, predicting on the roost. Fire spins clicked, I whirlwind. Because my thing was, it's like, okay, if you're gonna encore me, I'll get another spike up. And I'm not forced to, like, stay in. I can switch out even if you decide to go for fire spin the next turn. Like, so I would have not minded an encore. Then Golden Go comes back in. Doubles to Great Tusk here, which was a great play by Fusion. And then I go my Great Tusk because I figure, okay, momentum-wise, I kind of need to bank on static to work, and for me to have good momentum. All right, peace. I need to get the static, and I need to like have good offensive control of the game. And Garrick staying in didn't really grant me the same as Great Tusk, so I go to Great Tusk. At the same time, if spin does go off, I need to get rocks back up. So you know, it's a fine play either way. And then Garg comes back in. And you gotta remember, Garg is really low right now. It's got 2 recovers. Golden Goal has 2 recovers. Goes for Make It Rain. Knows I have to recover. Goes Sam and to start stacking again. And I was so annoyed that the Sam lived because that meant another Ceaseless Edge. And it, you know, the game is basically over. I'm just gonna hybrid speed because like it just came down to simple like I was stuck in the hazard stack cycle. Basically everything is going to die eventually, and I have no way to remove because there's 2 ghosts and my spinner. My hazard removal, which is of course Great Touch Spinner, is not gonna be able to take that. So I mean that really was that. There really was nothing I could do. So that's that on that. I'm gonna take something to drink. Just a second, guys. Okay. But yeah, that's my game. There really was nothing I could do, which is really unfortunate. Games like this are frustrating. But that's the thing. I'm not really upset with how I played. I played with what I had. I'm upset that I couldn't figure out a better team, and you know, that's what it is. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? For the time being, let's see. King Gambit. King Gambit is really tricky, man. It's best flying type in the tier. Man, King Gambit is so frustrating. Because I really think it's an important thing in the tier, and I do think it's fine at times, and at times it's just so ridiculous. And the ridiculous outweighs, generally speaking, the times it's fine. I don't know. My whole philosophy as of late has been like, I don't really want to ban anything that's really just gonna like completely change the structure of the tier. Personally, like that's why I'd rather remove things like Excalibur and Garg, because they restrict building, and more so even Excalibur more so than Garg, because this tier will be personally just fine without Excalibur. This tier would not bat an eye. Is it Terra or Supreme Overlord when it comes to game? But that's a great question. Supreme Overlord's amazing. It's a Supreme. I mean, of course, it's a combination of both. But if you had to choose one, man, that's a great question. I feel like that's a 50-50, right? That really is a 50-50. Because if it didn't have Supreme Overlord, then like things like Dondozo and of course like Great Tusk wouldn't be able to get chipped so easily late game. I mean Terra. We'll go with Terra because Terra at least can be banned. We're not gonna be banning Supreme Overlord. Like, come on now. Like, it's not gonna be a vote about that. So, I'll take my chances with Terra. Just live with it, you know. If you haven't dropped a like yet on the stream, I would really appreciate it if you take the time out to do it. I appreciate the love and support, guys. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Please subscribe. But yeah, please drop a like. We at 12 viewers right now and only 4 likes so far. Math's not mathing. Let's fix that. Let's fix that. Iron Valiant's tricky. I feel like it's fine, honestly. Like, even though it's like one of the best sweepers, I really do think it's fine. Like, out of everything in this list, like the things like I just have down here, and you had to force me to vote, Iron Valiant's not going, which may sound crazy to y'all, but I'm not touching Valiant. I honestly do not mind Valiant in the tier. Like, it's the least of my worries when I enter the builder, and I just like, I don't know, Valiant's so weird because it's so good, it just wins games, but I don't know, I personally never really had that much of a problem or issue with it. I've always felt it was fine. What are some of the must-haves when team building right now? Great question. Oop, my bad. My mic got messed up. Sorry about the feedback if that was crazy. A must-have is air balloon, because of Enamorous and Bass Caliber. Some of your builds are gonna have an air balloon. I mean, a must-have is you're gonna have to have a strategy to handle the popular core of Zapdos and Garganacl. Um, so I mean that's that on that. You gotta have a way to combat, of course, Zamazenta Iron Defense play. Um, I mean, honestly, my biggest struggle when it comes to the builder is when I enter the builder is trying to figure out, okay, how am I gonna handle guard plus zap, Bax Caliber, and then late game Gambit. Like those are probably my biggest concerns on Into the Builder. Um, and that's not really easy to handle. It's not really easy to handle as well. So yeah, I mean that's a must have. I mean, I feel like learning from my game one, I feel like you have to go for an offensive approach in this metagame, as you can easily get overwhelmed, and so yeah, I mean, if you're going, but you got to make sure that your team has some type of offensive, and if you're going to go for a defensive, which you probably may need to go full stall potentially. Let me rephrase, no, because you can use balance. It's just that you have to deal with you having certain matchups that you're just gonna get overwhelmed. You just have to deal with that if you do go with a balanced approach. Because I think that's just it. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's tricky because building is weird, right? Like I feel like building's really weird right now. Like you legitimately can like use hyper offensive teams, and I see them be effective where like you have no fair resist, and you're like, what? Like how is that possible? No, it's possible because of Terra. Like there's a lot of things you can get away with. Like one of the best players in this generation, Exhibit GBT Stress, was going into SPO games without a single fair resist before there was Enamorous, and winning games based on just having the right Terra and playing extremely well and not getting in a horrendous matchup. Did Man's face Terras? I mean, not Terras. Did Man face fairies? Yeah, face like I think one of the games faced Hatterene, if I recall. Still was able to survive and pull out the W. So yeah, I mean, building's pretty weird in cases like that. You disagree? You think both your teams are perfectly fine? I mean, don't get me wrong. Both your teams are performing as well. As I said, Garg and Zapdos is an annoying core to handle. All I'm saying is that you're going to have to live with the fact you're going to enter certain matchups like I did, where you're just going to be in a situation where you can easily get overwhelmed, and you have to live with that. And I mean that's been the case for most balanced builds this generation. But the big difference is now that you can't just stick a Hatterene, can't just stick a Cinderace. Like don't get me wrong, some teams are doing Cinderace. Like for example, Manette. For example, I know this may be a little too close to home, but Tace. Earlier today, I recorded the game, guys, if you haven't watched it yet. Great team. Completely overwhelmed. And I even was like, when the game started, I'm like, Tace, fine team, but can get overwhelmed this game. Completely overwhelmed. Just off of pure pressure. And you just get in too many unfavorable matchups, I feel like sometimes, with a balanced team that you just gotta eat. And you just gotta deal with it. Yeah, did get flame bodied. Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like, it's just the way the team structure was. It forced Tace into that position, though, right? And so, like, because Tace was using such a slow team in that situation to revenge the Heatran, had to go Zamazenta, and of course, unfortunately, got the flame body. But that's why the player had flame body on the Heatran for situations like that. Like, it is unfortunate, but at the same time, like the team structure is like built like, wait, like for example, my team, the Garcinia team, like I'm literally angling to get poison touches over and over again and wear down the team. But, anyway. Um, and let's see. What do you think of an Enamours ban? I mean, Enamours does not need to get banned. So, yeah. Or even Taste's game like versus that we recorded. Taste of course didn't play the greatest, but it was just another case of just getting overwhelmed. And if I recall, I believe Taste faced a Sam H, so like it was hazard stack. But and we're not even gonna focus. We'll focus on my game. And is this still here? Is my game still here? Yeah. Oh, no, that's not my game. But oh, it is my game. Yeah. Like the hazard pressure over time. It's really hard for balances to deal with it because the only good removal is Great Tusk, or you gotta go a Cinderace route, which isn't the greatest sometimes. So. I just feel like right now, if you're gonna pick a team, and I think you really wanna angle for an offensive approach. I think you just put yourself in the best position to win most matchups, and you can outplay yourself at a certain matchups. Kind of. It's tricky because this is a very matchup based tier, and I think honestly, if Terra does stay in the chat, I don't think it's ever not going to be a case like where it's so heavily tilted. I don't know. I'm not personally like a fan of like records, like when people like to, oh, your record's this, your record's that. I don't like records. I feel like records need context really heavily in this generation. They need context. So don't get me wrong, you can still play bad and we can like, oh, okay, you played bad, but there's some games where, like for example my game, where it's like, oh no, really NJ, like unless Fusion like brain turned off, there was like no shot. This was being won. What is the best answer to Enamours? You bought up, yeah. Air Balloon Gold is best answer. Blissey, the X button. No, I'm serious. I really like. Cresselia. I really like Cresselia as an answer, especially like if you Terra Poison. That's a really good answer. Air Balloon Heatran's pretty nice. But yeah, Cresselia's probably like the best hard answer, honestly. Slowking, Calm Mind's cool, but it's not really practical. So generally speaking, like if you're gonna pair Slowking, like I would say Slowking with like an Encore Mon is pretty nice. Or, you know, even really speaking of Encore Mons, like Screamtail's really great. Screamtail's actually really good for Nares. That's probably like one of the best answers. Of course, though, if you're gonna have to pair with something, because if you face a Specs Terra Fairy, it's gonna get a little dicey. Well, no, I mean, I'm not even. I mean, yeah, I'm bringing it up because Taste lost. I mean, I can bring up other people. I mean, I can go to the. I don't even have to really focus on Taste. I mean, the point I'm just trying to make is that. Wait, what the heck? Why is it like that? That's so annoying. Let me refresh it. My point is that when you're bringing balance type structures that Taste bought, you know, just any type of balance structure. That's why I went back to my game. I'm not sure why the heck this sheet's glitching on me like this. Jesus Christ. Does all replays work at least? Yeah, AV Glow King. Yeah, I mean, like that's an answer. I mean, it's an okay answer because then, of course, you have to deal with hazard stack once again. What is it? Example. I already used my games. I'm trying to find another example because I won't use Taste because you're right. Taste did get hacked. Things weren't in Taste's favor. It's just so uncomfortable. Trosco, yeah, this is a fine. What did Trosco face though? Is this a good replay? Because I don't know why it's glitching on me. No, this is not what I'm really looking for. If anyone knows of a game sending the replay, I don't know why it's glitching on me. It's so pissing me off. Because this sheet has so much data, I'm not surprised it's acting up. It's funny though because Guard's been winning most of its matchups, so it's kind of tough. Wow, my game was 74 turns. It certainly didn't feel that way. Just felt like despair. Oh, XRN, that was my teammate. That was XRN misplayed during that game, that's for sure. I won't touch Quizziano. Ants told me don't touch that game. I don't know. Check the Star Master one. Oh. Star. I mean, Star only played one game. Was it? I guess. What am I looking for in this game? This opponent had an Amungi Adeptos. Oh, okay. What am I looking for in this game exactly? Because my whole point is like hazard is like how hazards can like overwhelm, and I don't think this is gonna make my point. Anyway, I don't think I'm gonna find it, but anyway, my point is like hazards can just overwhelm balanced teams, and it's really hard to counteract that. It really is hard. Don't get me wrong, balance is gonna live long, balance is gonna live strong, but kind of similar to the Shed Tail metagame, things are kind of sliding in the favor of offense, and offensive teams have been performing the best. Bangladesh has been spamming offense, and they're doing pretty good. Exactly. I know. I pulled up my game earlier. That's what I'm saying. I can just pull up my game. I already went over my game. I was just looking for another example because Bennett was like, Taste game isn't a great thing to analyze because he lost and he got hacks, which is fine. But my whole point was just that Taste was in a position of just getting overwhelmed. Because Manette is right. Like if that doesn't get burned, the Mew would have been in a dicey situation potentially. Yeah. Let me see if there's anything else. My favorite removal outside of Great Tusk is mouse. Yeah, the mouse is fun. The mouse is really fun. It's hard to fit on teams though. That's why we really haven't seen the mouse in World Cup, and also it's the mouse, and people aren't using the mouse. And then also there's of course the fact that the mouse faces a Rocky Helmet. Use of the mouse is going to basically be worthless or die very early, or eventually. So the mouse is a tough thing to justify, but the mouse, it does remove well. Listen, if I see a mouse eventually pop up in World Cup and it's like not a game where like the team doesn't care anymore, that I'd understand. I won't criticize. I really won't criticize. I mean, it is what it is. Exactly. Yeah. Helmet tusk usage is so high. That's the thing, is I can't stand the mouse because if you run to a matchup when you face Tusk, you're just, not Tusk, excuse me, Rocky Helmet, you're just so worthless. It's so annoying. We need to spread the mouse propaganda. You need to talk to Chief, the leader, not the chief, but yeah, anyway, the leader of the mouse movement, Zetsu. Just been pushing mouse heavy. They even bought it in World Cup, I think twice in qualifiers, and I think won one of them. I don't recall, but I'm pretty sure they won one game with mouse. Run protective pads mouse, yeah. That's the, and I think it's funny because I think I was running that on a mouse or something like that. I forget. No, it was heavy duty boots. And I was quickly reminded why, because I never used the mouse, and so I was like, but I kept watching replays with the mouse. I'm like, why does the mouse keep taking hazards? Why wouldn't you run heavy duty boots on the mouse? And then I quickly realized, oh, population bomb misses, and then this is why you're on Islands. Da 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 da. Ridiculous. Speaking of Wylands, while we're doing this, if someone has a Lily H team Pass me that in Discord DMs, and I'll load up maybe 1 or 2 games with that, so I can play a little gambling, play the lottery. You think it's Golden Go? It's definitely not Golden Go. I think it's Sam H. It's the prevalence of it, but you can't justify banning Sam H. As far as I'm concerned. You literally can't. It's such a hard thing to justify. And then it's just the lack of hazard removal. Because if you remove Golden Go from the tier, it's not like Decidueye. It's not like what's the thing? Bravery H. Like, these are not good defoggers. And honestly, you would just start seeing Defiant Mons pop up, and we actually have we have Gambit, but of course, Gambit. We have actually decent Defiant Mons technically, so I mean, even then, it's not even like it would be like easy to remove hazards to begin with, because the defoggers are trash. The Cleaver, the Decidueye, only Corv is like literally the only good defogger. Scissor's kind of okay. It's just, I don't think Golden Go would help anything. Axe Kick Lily is insane. Do you actually send that? That sounds so insane. The new meta is running Lily H on Quick Claw spam. You get the Quick Claw lottery plus Hot lottery. That's insane. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you do that? It does not sound like a fun lottery. Because the thing is, I know I don't have any Lily H teams in my builder except one, but it's not the gambling hustle one. Let's see. I guess I'll play some Quick Claw gambling games in the meantime. Sounds fun. Where's the cam? Load that up. And yeah, if you guys got any more questions, go ahead, fire it off. We've been here for almost an hour now. So yeah, fire it off as we load up the Quick Claw. Man, I load up Quick Claw and I get Toxapex, Dondozo, and Cinderace. Oh my god, it's like such a trash matchup, I'm not gonna lie. Like, Hands is nice, but it's not amazing. This is so garbage. Wow, this is so bad. This is so bad. It's like the worst matchup you possibly could get, I swear. Cause you know what's gonna happen. Oh, well that works too. Okay, yeah, you go this, you Volt Switch, and you Volt Switch right into Cinderace. So predictable. We taunt. This is so ridiculous. Cinderace gets Power Ball. It's fine. It's taunted though. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We have no fire resist. We go Galar. Our Lord and Savior. Oh, that comes out. That's interesting. We Nasty Plot. All we need is one Quick Claw. Not here though. Please, not here. I want it on this. Yeah, here we go. I want it on the Cinderace. Now we talking. Give me the Cinderace. I don't think man's gonna go Cinderace though. Yeah, that's too risky. Okay, now I am going to expect. Why would you stay in? Why would you ever make that play? What? That's insane. I'm sorry. Like, I I have no words for that play. Wow. But I gotta stop doing that. I gotta. Yo, I'll tell you right now. Like this one person, when I came back, like literally said like one thing about NJ and Pay. NJ and Pay. Who was that? NJ and B like lines like he would just trash the player like who didn't make the play that they thought was the optimal play. And so ever since I read that, I was like, oh well, let me try to do better. We get click claw again. This is great. This is good stuff. And we get it again. This is great. This is great. Man. It is a good thing that we don't have another quick. Do we have another quick? We don't have another quick draw on, right? Is this like a signature ability for it? Okay, good. Yeah, that's a good thing because like we don't really need another one. That's like the last thing we need. It's doing the thing. It's doing the thing. We're doing. Jesus Christ! It's not being stopped either. Don't even need quick claw for this. Ah, this thing is so good. Man's just forfeit. Just literally was just like. I've had enough. They've had enough. I don't blame. I don't blame. Quick claw is so dumb. Someone's gonna have to put a stop to this. Oh, Manette sent me a team. This is great. Oh, this is the rain team. Honestly, I don't like facing rain, but it's not awful, but it's not fun. Okay. I'm definitely gonna spirit break. Look at you. I don't know why they thought that was the play. Get out of here. They're gonna switch, but we're still gonna spirit break because Chip is nice. Wow. I mean, this is annoying because they're probably gonna get the para, but at least I removed the thing that can bring things back to life. See, this is gonna be. Oh man, this is a tough turn. Reflect or remove this. Reflect or remove this. I like reflecting. Mm-hmm. This is such a ridiculous one. Cool. We just gonna have to just deal with getting a light screen up and just call it a day. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. We just gonna have to accept what we have in front of us and just go from there. And it's funny because I don't usually like letting that die so soon, but I literally have no choice. My opponent could go for terror. What? It was funny. I probably died. I honestly just assumed it was gonna work out, and like I saw a slow bro and I clicked it. I could have probably died. You can judge me later. Anyway, we're gonna sledge bomb here. We're gonna get our quick draw that we should have got the first. Well, this isn't the switch in. Why is it a 2H KO with the poison? That's crazy. This one is dumb. So I'm thinking maybe if we just like. Yeah, I remember CTC coming here ranting about Volcarona. CTC, we need CTC to return. CTC, like that was special. We're gonna go for. This is dumb. Thinking maybe Vert. Can you build like a legit team with just this thing alone? Cause like, don't get me wrong, Quick Claw is cool and all, but this is the star. And then we can maybe cook if we get some real mons with that as the star. And we just luck our way to some victories in World Cup or something like that. I don't know. You let me know what's good. Man said, oh wait, it's NJ and P. Wait a second. Alright, we SD here. Do I assume I get the boost when it dies to recoil in this situation? That's why I'm SDing, because I'm just expecting a boost. Because, you know, why not? Yeah, that's the thing about Claw. Like, Claw needs screens to work. So if anything, you would think, okay, we should just remove screens maybe instead of Claw. I don't know. I kind of was hoping Cresselia would have put in more work in World Cup. I'm really disappointed about how Cresselia like fell off so quickly because Cresselia was a menace. Okay, so we don't get the boost. That's disappointing, but it doesn't matter. Well, yeah, we should be fine. This is Rocky Helmet unless he changed it to Sash, so we're just gonna drop this off. And then I'm gonna use the team that Manette sent me. Yeah, Crest and Gambit is in the same core, but the issue with Crest is you know, I'm not even gonna say good game because I haven't won yet. Okay, good game now. I was gonna say, yeah, the thing with Crest is like there's so many gambits around that if you're gonna commit to using Crest, you gotta use Terra Fighting, and Terra Fighting is not as good as Terra Poison at all. But it's because of Gambit you kind of have to, and then it becomes Terra 50/50, and you got again. I already said earlier, committing your Terra to a Pokemon is trash. So that's that on that. The Manette sent me some heat, so let me pull this up real quick. Just a second, guys. Why the heck is it Choice Band? Oh my god, this is so... Manette, you actually make me upset by even sending me this with Choice Band. I want to at least win the game if I'm gonna risk going to the lotto. Why am I... Man, it's about to piss me off. I was literally about to say I got a hat here, but it can't even keep off hazards, and I run right into a Sam H. That's just great. Not even Bullet Seed. Manette, why is it not Bullet Seed? At least I could blow this away. Oh, it's so disappointing. I'm Rocky Helmet just to get surfed, so pointless. And also, I need this for the busted. Oh joy, oh joy, oh joy. This is so bad for me. This is so bad. I got no options. You know, I could lead a Mungus, but then if I get a red card and a golden go, that's when I just want to just jump. Alright. Oh, excuse me, cancel universe and forget that. That was not a good thing to say. Okay, we're going to Draining Kiss on the Ceaseless Edge. Wow, that does so much. But we get it all back. No problem, no problem. My opponent's probably going to switch. Oh no, you know, just go for your mindless hazards. Of course, just... What a tear. What a tear. Okay, we're really gonna let this go because we don't have a switch to King Gambit, so I don't want to get focus blast to the face. We're just gonna, yeah, that's fine. I'm literally not tripping. This mon does nothing this game anyway. You are gone, hat. Bye-bye. Yeah, goodbye. Okay, great. Now, Manette, how do I win? I don't like my situation because this can still very well be... This is so trash. Then if I go this and the Terra's flying, it's all over. This is so ridiculous. Okay. You don't? What do you mean you don't? You don't win? Okay, we're gonna Sucker Punch here on the Focus Blast. Wow. That's so sad. I have never seen a King Gambit do such little damage. What am I? Wow. That's sad. See, we can't ban this thing. It can't even kill a Golden Go. And this is... Golden Go has been ruining my entire existence in this tier for too long. Ruined my whole World Cup game. And now I'm dealing with this rubbish. Get this mon out of my face completely. And it already missed. And I'm T-waved. This is going splendid. And it missed again. Oh my god. It's doing the thing. Yeah, exactly. Physical focus blast. Like that's true. NT2, so that means no make it rain, which is just I don't even know how you cannot run make it rain on a golden goal, but I've missed 3. I've missed 3. Huh. The earthquake that actually killed. That's so funny. But anyway, Namorous is gonna. That's not Namorous. It's cool. We're gonna earthquake again. It doesn't really matter what the Dragapult does. It's probably gonna click screens. Wisp. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I don't have like a Wisp absorber anyway. We quake again on the screens, I imagine, or Dragador. Whatever you want to click, buddy. It's fine with me. Yeah, it doesn't matter. This game is over. I guess I hope he. That's why. I can't even touch the Dragapult. What is this set? Okay, we're gonna move on to one more game, but this team is going right into the garbage bin very quickly because I already lost a lot of like 3 times. Okay, and I'm facing Quick Claw, right? No, it's actually not Quick Claw. What is this? I don't even know what this is. I want to call it Quick Claw. I just don't know. We're going to lead off with the Lilligant because I assume maybe there's going to be a lead of... Oh, I was not expecting Cinderace, that's for sure. And as we can see, guys, I do not have a Cinderace switching because I do not have a Wisp Absorber. That did so much damage. Holy. Why did that do so much? We're going to set our Brox here. That's an offensive Cinderace. I haven't faced offensive Cinderace in a minute. Okay, you may be like, where's your switch into this? I don't know, X-Men. I don't know where the switch is. I guess I gotta, unfortunately, red card this out. At least we can get some damage off. We're gonna not get a poison, but it's red carded out right into, right into Cinderace, who's gonna now core change these bad boys. This is a fantastic red card. Truly, truly genius. And again, I don't have a switch into this, so this is a free Powerball too. Yeah, this is just beautiful. We're gonna Terra Norma here on the Powerball and just erase this thing's existence. Yep, goodbye. We need to bring back Bandit D-Knight. Bandit D-Knight needs to come back. That's the star. This is honestly, Bandit D-Knight is gonna be the star of this team. I'll be completely honest with y'all. Make the right play. Do not SD. And SD would have been fine. I just would have had to live with it and eat it. Now this can put me to sleep, but it can't put me to sleep if I sub. So yeah, it's not. Man, it's gonna be shook. That is not sub, buddy. This is Trick Room. I see. I'm faster too. That's funny. Call mine again. I lose nothing by it. We're gonna win off of this. This team may not be trash, man. I may need to load this up and World Cup. I just need to replace the Lilligant with an actual Pokemon. Alright, we sub again. We click the draining of the kiss. This game is so over. I don't even think like there's a way I can lose this, honestly. Oh, it's faster. Well, that doesn't even matter. Like it really doesn't matter. Wait, how much drain kiss do? 40? Oh, of course. I had it in the bag. The game was... Why does Pokemon do this, bro? Like, why? What a ridiculous game this is. We get a Draining Kiss off. So that's fine. That's all I need. That's all I needed. Because then I can sub this turn, and then Draining Kiss the next. Yeah, and then get the HP back. Oh wow, the lowest roll. Of course. Yup. Of course. Yup. Okay. Here's the positive. Lilligant just wins. We need it to hit, but if it hits, just wins. So here we go. Turn. Lotto. Listen. Lottery number 1. And we hit. Why did that actually not die? I'm very disappointed in Lilligant. And we got Lagging Tail. That's just fantastic. Why are you tricking Lagging Tail on a Trick Room? We're going to move on. We're going to just move along. We're going to move along. Free Poison Jab here. On the Namorous T. We just need to hit. Please. Okay, we hit. Good. Okay, now we're going to Axe Kick because we literally, like, we don't care. We just don't care. Like, if I lose this game, cool. It is what it is. I'm not really tripping. Lilligan just died. We didn't even get to see it. Lilligan went bye-bye real quick. I know I'm being a toad screw. I know this team is trash, but it's for the fun of it, you know? It's fun times, fun times. Alright. That was that. Alright, any more questions, guys, before I hop off stream? Get back to work I gotta do. Any more questions? Let me with some final questions before I dip. And remember, if you haven't dropped a like already, please do. We're at 7 likes, but 14 people are watching. Math is not mathing. Let's fix that. See. Oh, and if anyone needs an invite to the Discord, let me know and I'll send it. But I think what do you think is the best item on Anam? The best item on Anam, the one I've enjoyed the most in using is Life Orb. I really like Life Orb on Anam. I mean, I really think that Anam being able to switch its moves is when it's the scariest. And it is already a Frailmon. Kind of reminds me of like Weavile. You know, you're going to not mind it having Life Orb for it to put in work. So Life Orb is, I don't know if it's the best, but it certainly is the item I favor on Anam out of Choice Specs, out of Choice Scarf, and Heavy Duty Boost, etc. I really like Life Orb. But I will say the only thing about Life Orb is Life Orb really only fits on hyper offensive builds. So, you know, if, as I said, I'm not going to say it's the best, but it certainly is my favorite. I guess overall best, Heavy Duty Boots probably is the best item. Heavy Duty Boots or Scarf are probably neck and neck. Yeah, I mean, Choice Scarf, you know, of course you're outspeeding certain threats in the metagame, you know, revenging, and then you can Healing Wish up threats like Gambit, and then of course Heavy Duty Boots, Calm Mind, just generally speaking, just applying offensive pressure. And that's that. Yeah, I mean, you could try it on Rain. I don't think you're going to want to run an Am on Rain because I don't think, really honestly, an Am is going to help Rain's situation because Rain's situation, again, as I was saying earlier, is how do I not get reverse 6-0 by Gambit? And Anam doesn't really help that because Anam is too frail and it's going to drop to Sucker Punch at +2 with, like, you know, 5 fallen anyway. So it doesn't, I mean, it would be great. Like, it would be nice, but it's not the answer to Rain's problems. And I don't really think there is an answer to Rain's problems once Shifu was banned. Yeah, man, Springtime Storm. It's funny. I was doing damage calcs on Springtime Storm to see if it's like ever a situation where you should run over Moonblast, and for some reason in my head I thought it was like 10 BP more than Moonblast, but once I realized it was 5, I checked out and I was like, oh, that's very disappointing. Anyway, guys, I'm out. It's your boy NJ. Peace.